do a 20 kilometers and do for 10 or 15 minutes core abdominal strengthening exercise. There are n number of core abdominal strengthening exercises are there, n number of upper body strengthening exercises are there, which you can do simply at home. There is no need to hit the gym also. So next thing is, these are the common things which we use to avoid hand numbness. One is this front front support, and this one is gloves. So everyone knows this stuff. The technical point which you need to understand is, in the hand gloves you will get two kinds of things. One is gel foam one, another one is regular sponge one. So usually in online websites, in regular websites, we will get the sponge one, which is not that advisable actually. Why it is not that advisable? Because the sponge, when we get used, it will be compressed. It's like the old school kind of mattresses which we use in our grandpa's time and all that. Once it gets compressed, it will be compressed. It's as simple as that. If you use gel foam one, the gel will be compressed like it's our center fresh chewing gum. Once it compressed, it will come back. So if you use gel foam one, that will be preferred. And these are not that expensive also, and these are affordable, gel foam one actually. So, and the second thing is front supports. Because the thing is, even though if your gloves are bad, these things will help you out actually. So the main thing which you need to understand is, like you need to put your hands on your bicycle. The same thing you need to do for doing this also. You don't fall for the fancy lines which were written in the online websites. So the thing is, why I am telling you this is the top end version, and there is no need to buy this top end version actually. The thing is, this material is made of rubber cork actually, which professional cricket players will use. This is rubber cork, and this is proper flexible one actually. So you can use rubber also, and you can use mixed some synthetic rubbers. So the point is, the material which the support is made is not important. The point here is, you need to try it by yourself. You need to check it by your hand. You need to put your hand and press it, whether it is giving you enough cushioning or not. If you are not happy with that, just either return the product or don't buy it, or wait for something. Or you can take a little bit of relaxation from your cycling for a couple of days if you are having this hand numbness problem, because you are further aggravating your problem if you are not paying attention to it. It's as simple as that. Okay, so the thing is, there are some other injuries, and neck pain, upper back pain and lower back pain, and the list is endless. But like all roads leads to Rome, all overuse cycling injuries leads to bad saddle height. So how to put a proper saddle height? This is the holy grail of the entire cycling biomechanics, altered biomechanics, whatever the problems which we face in while doing cycling. So I purposefully put this slide. First thing is, this is not right. First thing, the reason why it is not right, I tell you. GCN, I think it's a very good brand which everyone will know, and even I see those videos. That, I mean, I'm not against these guys. These guys are doing pretty good job, because these are like our masters of Google or YouTube masters, which teaches everything. But what exactly is lacking it? The thing is, whatever the content which you see in online, whether you Google it or whether you see it on YouTube, it was given by some athlete or some retired athlete who is having a second-hand information given by their coaches or trainer. So the thing is, from whom we need to get those information? From a properly knowledgeable person like doctors or coaches or physiotherapists, as a matter of fact. More precisely, doctors. But the thing is, what we'll do is, say for example, a kid is there, he is 17 years old, he has done some 10 to 15 rides, he knows how to write a blog properly, he put a nice blog that, yeah, today I have tried this glove is so cool, flashy red and all that, and like that. He has written over it, and nothing technical is there. So one day, say imagine me, I have started cycling today, I'll Google that stuff, his blog will come into my picture. So there is nothing technical in it. He will write something like, using this kind of gloves is good for your health. So what I'll do? I'll by default buy those gloves. So the thing is, we need to use our acumen to decide whether to follow it or not, point number one. Second thing is, you need to decide by yourself whether it is technically sound or not. If you find some silly things, or if you are not convinced with the technicality of the content which you are seeing, I strongly suggest you to meet a doctor who is known to you. Okay, so that is the first thing. Second thing, coming to the technical details of putting a saddle height, how to put a saddle height. So for managing saddle height, you need either total 3 people. One is the person who is sitting on the bicycle or the rider, and the second and 2 people will be supporting him. So here bicycle stand is there. If stand is there, 1 person can be eliminated. So that means total 2 people will be there. So what exactly the second person will be doing? So imagine stand is equivalent to 1 person. Okay. So the rest is another person who is helping. Okay. So the other person, what exactly he will do is, he will draw an angle from the thigh on a straight line, and the line from, so here if you notice his foot, okay, the ball of his toe, this part, the ball of his toe will be on the pedal, and it is in the top down, okay, and this is in the top down. So the angle which is made has to be 25 degrees. Okay, fine, you understood, fine. Dr. Dakshinamurthy has told 25 degrees. Fine. How to measure the 25 degrees? It's really simple. Our kids will have a geometry box. It is having a protractor. Use that protractor. Fine. Still you are not convinced. Fine. Protractor is very small. Measurements are very less. Go to a surgical shop. Ask for goniometer. G-O-N-I-O-M-E-T-E-R. It hardly costs $50 or $100. That's it. So use a goniometer, take your friend, measure the angle nicely, and adjust your saddle height. So the point which you need to understand here is, adjusting saddle height, it's like science is changing day by day. The norms of adjusting saddle height are changing day by day. Previously we used to listen terms like saddle has to be up to this level, or put a stick into your crouch and you measure 0.443 into it. Okay, that is, there is no scientific evidence for anything. So I'll tell you why I am explaining this. Initially, the saddle height is measured by recording the rider on a camera. It's a 2-dimensional view. So afterwards, what happened is, some people have started erasing an idea, because cycling is a 3-dimensional one. Because it's a 3-dimensional, right? We are not riding in a one single dimension. It's a 3-dimensional. Cycling is a 3-dimensional one. Why the point? Why we are observing the cyclist in a 2-dimensional way? So then what they have done? They have added, instead of 1 camera, they have added some extra cameras. Again, someone has told, fine, you are seeing the cycling in a 3-dimensional way. There are some other dimensions are there, because your back is also moving, your hands are also moving. So now what they have done? Now the recent trend is, they have put 12 cameras and they have encoded a software, and the recording of the 12 cameras will be streamlined by that software, and the final data is there. Still there is no hard and fast rule to say that this is the proper saddle height. But as per the current norms, this is the proper way to put saddle height, and it may change also. But this is the best way for you to follow. Okay. So what experts say? She is my friend. She is Lauren Di Costa. She is from Kochi. The thing is, she is the first female SR who has done. She is first female SR who has done cycling on a tandem bike, and she is a brand ambassador for the B positive fruit juices which we drink actually. What she exactly has told, because I do a lot of Instagram live sessions and all that. So the thing is, what she has told during the live session is, if you have a little bit of pain, you approach a medic. It's as simple as that. So if you have a little bit of pain and you ignore it, it is going to screw you up, and it is going to make your cycling just end like that. Okay, it's as simple as that. So then, next comes to the accidents and the first aid. So the thing is, the first point which you need to understand is first aid kit. Fine, 1, 2, 3, 4, roller bandage, cream bandage, soap, painkiller spray, everything is there. The main thing which we need to understand is you shouldn't put cotton in it. Why you shouldn't put cotton in it? Because As a doctor, as a surgeon, I stopped using cotton almost 7 to 8 years back. I mean, that was when I am using it at trainee stages actually. The reason is cotton catches a lot of dust. And the thing is, say if you put cotton in your, in your cycling kit, okay, the cotton will catch away the dust inside because usually we don't clean our kits, not that regularly, because we'll put the cotton and we'll just zip it up, that's it. Whatever the dust is there, the dust will be carried up with the cotton. So when at the need of the hour, when someone gets injured, we'll put the dusty cotton directly on the wound. So that dusty part, the thing is, instead of cleaning it, we are contaminating it by putting the cotton directly. That is the point. Okay. So next comes to same side. So next comes to what are the things that needs to be kept. First thing is roller bandage. Roller bandage is nothing but the regular bandage which we use in the hospital. There are two advantages for it. First thing is you can tear it off and you can make it as some 5 to 6 pieces, which we can use it for cleaning purpose, and it occupies less space compared to the gauze pieces. Okay, so that is the point of it. Second thing is crepe bandage. Crepe bandage is nothing. I repeat, compress it for 5 minutes. What will happen if you compress it for 5 minutes? That bleeding is going to stop. This is the technique which I use when I operate, if some vessel bleeds or something like that. But considering the cycling injuries, which is less benign than those intraoperative things, it will definitely control the bleeding. That is point number 1. So next thing is wash it with water and soap. If some tap is available, don't worry about that water is pure or clean or something like that. If some tap or some water is available, just wash that wound with the copious amount of the water and wash it with the soap. It's as simple as that. Why we need to use soap? Because it will clean away the muck in the wound. It will make our wound clean. Okay. Next thing is, if you have any ointment, apply it or else leave it open to the air. Okay. But don't put cotton in it, I repeat, because putting the cotton is adding infection to the wound. Okay. So the next thing is what we don't need to do. So what we shouldn't do is don't put surgical spirit into it. Surgical spirit, which is cheaply available one, but we shouldn't put, because it is an irritant to the skin. To the normal skin itself, it is irritant. Imagine a damaged skin which is exposed. Okay, that is the reason we will get severe pain when we put surgical spirit into the wound. And same thing, no direct application of the cotton and no compression bandages. So the main thing is how to prevent injuries. What exactly we need to do. So the thing is, I'll tell you one personal experience I felt when I came here. The day I came to Kakinada, I went to Mr. Bhaskar's house for fitting my bicycle. I've seen his bicycle. It's like brand new one with not any single scratch or anything is there. I asked him, so when you bought this? He told, today I went for a 100 kilometers ride and I'm just maintaining it. That's how we need to maintain. Because I personally say I learned how to clean bicycle from him actually. And I went to his house one day personally how to clean and how to do all that stuff. Because why I'm telling you this is, clean bicycles go faster, quiet bicycles win races. It's as simple as that. It's because there is a lot of dirt and muck will be around it, around our chain trains or derailers or something like that, or everywhere as a matter of fact. Once we clean it, everything will be clear. You don't need to know how to repair a bicycle properly, but you should have the time and patience to clean your bicycle. The second thing is, before starting any ride as a beginner, you should do a mandatory checks for everything, for almost every component. I don't need to mention everything, but you should have an idea that if I have a flat tire, am I able to fix the flat? If you are not competent enough to fix the flat, go for a group ride. Say for example, if you are competent enough to fix a flat, so then you will think, fine, whether my spare tube is intact or not. You need to check those things. Whether my brake is fine or not. You need to do those things. Next. So then, during night rides actually, people who are doing night rides, because I have seen a lot of people, active people are there in our group actually. When you are doing night rides, you should look like a mobile fluorescent alien. I repeat, mobile fluorescent alien. These are the three different words. First thing is, you should look like an alien to the person who is coming back to you. I'll tell you in another way. Imagine a person who is driving a car. I think when you are driving a car, you are riding in the night time with 100 or 120 km speed. A cyclist is riding at 20 km speed or 22, whatever, as a matter of fact, let's make this 20. There are 100 km per hour differences there. Until unless that person is strikingly unique, until that person is strikingly different, then only we will identify. There is no point in screwing that car guy that this guy doesn't have a common sense or this guy doesn't have it, all that stuff. The thing is, we should understand from their perspective also. Until unless we look unique to them, then only they will identify that some person is there or some foreign object is there. It's as simple as that. Imagine a ghost is lying there. The ghost is just staring at you. Okay, fine, reasonable scary. Imagine that ghost is running towards you. At least you run out of the door. It's as simple as that. Okay, so how to look like a fluorescent alien type? Obviously, we all wear flashy dresses, we all wear flashy jackets, we all wear straps and all that stuff. The main thing is, as per latest Scotland cycling club, I mean, they are given that the mobile parts has to be fluorescent type. So then the next doubt will come. What are those mobile parts? Your legs, not your upper body, not your hands, because they are steady. Okay, so your legs. So then you need to stick fluorescent straps to the backside of your thigh or backside of your leg or your shoes, and make sure your pedal reflectors are intact. So these are the care which you need to take, because then only you will be seen as a unique structure to the person who is coming from the back. Okay, so next is, so obviously you need to maintain a road manners despite of the fact even the other person doesn't have it also, because we are cyclists, we are the vulnerable creatures on the road. It's as simple as that. Okay, so that doesn't mean that car guy or the bike guy doesn't have common sense. Even if he doesn't have common sense, we should apply common sense from that guy's perspective also, because we need to be extra cautious while riding over the heavy car. So maintain safe distance in initial rides and avoid peloton. So why I am using the word technical term peloton? Peloton means what exactly you mean by the peloton. So this is a classic picture which we see in the Tour de France actually, which everyone knows Tour de France. So what exactly is happening? Imagine our GCC is a team. Okay, here Mr. Prakash is there at this point. Here Mr. Sriram and Mr. Bhaskar is there. Here myself and Dr. Harsha is there. Fine. So we are a team. We want to win as a team. And one rider who is maintains a more speed compared to the other riders. Imagine in our team, Mr. Prakash maintains more speed. So here the point is, this is an open area. Imagine a single cyclist riding in this open area. He is maintaining an average speed of 30 km per hour. Just hypothetically assume that there is no air in that area. There is no air in that area. That means the resistance which the cyclist, the effort which he is putting will be reduced. So with the same effort, he can maintain a speed of 40 km per hour. So what exactly we are doing in the peloton? We are creating the exact same aerodynamic effect. So that means, so here Mr. Prakash is there, here Mr. Sriram and Bhaskar is there. So they will maintain a speed of, say for example 35 kmph. Here Mr. Prakash is maintaining 35. Here myself, Dr. Harsha is there, we are maintaining somewhere around 28 or 29. So they will ride for 35, here Mr. Prakash, they will ride behind them. So his energy consumption will be less. He won't get tired easily. So next what will happen, they will ride for some half an hour or something, they will get tired. So Mr. Mr. Sriram and Mr. Bhaskar, they will come to this side, and myself and Dr. Harsha will come to the front. And we ride at 35 km per hour. And Mr. Prakash will continue the same 35 km per hour in front of us, and Mr. Sriram and Mr. Bhaskar will maintain a speed of 28 km per hour. So at the ending time, what we will do is we will dissipate and we will create a wave to Mr. Prakash, and so that he will go at a rocket speed and win the race. So this is how a peloton is formed. Fine. Having said that, why we need to know this? Because I have seen a lot of bad injuries and a lot of BRMs. Lot of riders having bad injuries. I have treated them by hand and I have done a lot of work on them. Because the thing is, what will happen in this peloton is, this much is the distance. Just hardly 10 centimeters is the distance which you need cycle. So imagine a guy just accidentally presses brake. What will happen? The entire team will fall. So that shouldn't happen. Because I have seen a lot of people came as teams for BRMs and they had bad injuries, then they dropped the ride and they went home. So because we are doing a lot of group activities. Because one day we'll be knowing how to do a peloton, but that shouldn't be done in a main ride, or that shouldn't be done in a place where we are doing BRM or something like that. We can try it, say for some 30 kilometers we are going for fun. We can try it a peloton. So the bottom line is you should maintain a safe distance in the initial ride, a minimum distance, so that if you put a shed on brake, when you put a leg on the ground, so that the cyclist who is coming to your back won't get injured or doesn't hit you. So, and these are the two things, aero bars and cleats. I hope most of our guys are using cleats. Cleats are nothing but your pedal is having some system which your shoe will be locked, and you can do there is a locking motion between your shoe and the pedal, and you will do the cadence. And the second thing is aero bars. So these aero bars are banned in our regular activities like BRMs and all that. I tell you why we need to do aero bars actually. Aero bars, we need to hunch our back. And we'll ride. Okay. So when we'll ride it, you will get enough aerodynamic forces. That means simple thing is we look like an arrow. The resistance of the air will be reduced. It's as simple as that. So the thing is, when we are holding at this, we don't have access to the brakes. Brakes are somewhere here and we are holding like this. So suddenly if some car or cow or something will come in front of us, what will we do? We can't hit the brakes. Gyratory will hit and we will fall. Okay, so the thing is, this is first thing. So at the initial parts of your ride, you shouldn't use aero bars. You need a lot of practice for using aero bars. Second thing is cleats. Cleats are something which you need to try a lot of practice, or you need to do a lot of hands-on experience. Then only you should go for the cleats. I personally don't like cleats and I don't use also. The reason is, whenever you are going at a heavy speed, when some object comes to you, you can't take out your foot and keep it on the floor. Though that's because your foot is locked. Because I have seen a lot of people had bad injuries actually. Having said that, you can try this, but with a lot of practice. That's the thing I want to say. So the next thing is, he is Mr. Arun Kumar Swamy. He is the only Indian who has finished PBP under 80 hours. He is one of my best friends. The thing is, during one of my Insta session, what he has told is, if you want to try anything new, say for example you bought a new cycling jersey, you try it in your daily regular rides, you try it in your happy, maybe some kind of, for buying groceries you can try that jersey, or you bought some new gloves, you do that. But before going to a big event, or say for example you are doing your first 50 kilometers, don't try some new thing and you put it on and you go for that ride. That is the important. So next thing is diet and hydration. So the main thing in this is the point number one: no spicy foods. Why you should avoid spicy foods? Obviously spicy foods will cause a lot of burning stomach, and while riding, as we are sweating too much, we are pushing our body. Whatever the spices will be there, that is going to shoot up in our food passages, and it is going to burn our mouth and all that stuff. So the next thing is carbohydrates are basic fuel for endurance. So what do you mean? So the thing is, endurance rides are nothing but our 30 kilometer rides are 50 or 100. As a matter of fact, 600 BRMs or whatever. The thing is, endurance rides is nothing but any longer duration activities. So in the longer duration activities, the key point is you need to depend on carbohydrates, not on proteins, not on fats. So carbohydrates are nothing but the rice or idli or dosa or these things which we are eating. That's the same reason in most of the BRMs they give us that tair sada and sambar sada or something like that. So what is the logic behind it? Because whatever the food you have eaten the day before or the morning of the ride, that instant glucose will be used up initially. So later, your muscles will have storage form of carbohydrate that is called glycogen. That glycogen will be used up during your ride. You need to replace that glycogen for your muscle to perform for a longer duration. It's as simple as that. That's the reason you need to take lots and lots of carbohydrates during your rides. So next, how much water to take? 400 ml per hour. This is as per latest scientific evidence. Neither more nor less. Why I am telling you neither more nor less? You should take less water. What will happen? The main key components in your body will be reduced and you will end up having cramps. Cramps are nothing but sudden pains which we get during the rides, which is like hell of a kind of pain which you can't tolerate and it will really disappoint you actually. No matter whether you are doing a 10 km or 50 km or as a matter of 1000 km, if you get a cramp, that means you are screwed. It's as simple as that. So the thing is, what will happen if you take more? Less, okay fine, you will get cramps. What will happen if you take more? Your stomach will be bloated. Imagine a balloon. If you put more and more water into it, what will happen? The balloon will bulge. And actually this happens, this concept we can apply more in running actually, you will understand. Say for example, you are having this bottle. This bottle you are carrying in your hand and you are running. Okay, so what you will think? Fine, this bottle is there in my hand. Why unnecessarily I am carrying this bottle? I drink this bottle and throw this bottle away. You drank that water. Now what will happen? The water in your stomach will dance. So then you need to put extra efforts instead of holding the bottle. Actually, that is the same concept which will happen if you take more water actually. Okay, so the bottom line, eat before you feel hungry, drink before you get thirst. This is the same reason we will get sippers in our sports bottles. You won't get sippers in any of the other regular bottles because regular water bottles will have the cap turning kind of. The reason we will get sippers is we shouldn't take excess of the water, not less. That's the reason we get sippers. The same thing when you are doing any long ride. Forget about the distance. If you are having a little bit of hunger sensation, just eat something whatever there in your bag or at your friend's okay. So these are my team nutritionists actually because I started an organization by name Cycling Laboratory. So as per them, actually they have written some content in the book also, upcoming book. So what they are telling is daily nutrition, we should include a lot of microelements like vitamins and minerals. And when we are doing a rides, obviously we need to take a lot of carbs like rice, dosa or idli or tair sada, sambar sada, whatever. So how to improve performance then? So what exactly we need to do to improve performance? So next thing is, the concept here is muscle memory. So let me give you an example. Imagine two persons has joined a gym. So one person, he has done gym some 3 years back and stopped. And another person, he is an absolute beginner. Both of them to achieve a certain fitness level, first person who has having previous gym experience will acquire the fitness level fast because your muscles have the memory to adapt actually. So no matter whether you have done any activity some 3 to 4 years back or 4 to 5 years back, the thing is after that memory will act. So how to catch up that memory then? How to get that memory? You need to ride bicycle. You need to imbibe the bicycling in your blood. It's as simple as that. How? If you are going to buy groceries, just take out the bicycle. Or if you are going to drop your son for the school, take out the bicycle. Or chumma you are walking out of your house. The thing is, chumma you are walking out of the house, just take the bicycle. It's as simple as that. So then what will happen? Your muscle will be adapted to the activities actually. So then your muscles will be adapted. No matter if you ride even a half kilometer also, that activity will be recorded, not recorded exactly, because your muscle will be streamlined to that kind of activity and that will help in better performance in bigger rides in your future. So pushing hard, you don't need to push hard. That's the thing. Your body is not, we are not Supermans or we are not Batmans. We are human beings and we have limitations. So we need to know our body very well before attempting anything. That's the thing which I need to tell. So we shouldn't push hard. If you push hard, you end up in eccentric contractions and injuries. So This is the training regime most commonly followed actually. There are a lot of training regimes are there, positive split, negative split, interval training, and a lot of things are there. But this is the common thing which a beginner can do. A beginner cyclist can do this. This is progressive overload. What do you mean by progressive overload? Means, say for example, your ride capability is 30 kilometers in a day. You can't ride beyond that. That's your capability. And you are maintaining a speed of somewhere around 15 kilometers per hour. Just ride it for 3 weeks. Your body will be streamlined for it. So then what you will do? You just improve it to 35 kilometers after 3 weeks and you improve the speed to 16 kilometers per hour. Slowly you will pick it up. That doesn't mean that this week you made a ride of 30 kilometers, the next week you should go for 100 km. You shouldn't push like that. If you push like that, you end up with nothing. So you need to train your body in a gradual way. So, thanks. Simple. Eat, sleep, bike, repeat. It's as simple as that. You need to give rest to your body for recovery. Without recovery, nothing is going to happen. Your body needs time to recover. And another thing is, recovery is there. Because of the recovery only, your muscle will develop strength. Okay. So, he is Mr. Ramalingam. He started cycling at age of 63 years. Actually,